my performance or my achievements um, were, and how people saw me were the most important things. Um, that's and So I was using that like as my source of like significance. My name is Tristan Watson. I grew up in the Mount Olive community in Rexdale. I first heard about Urban Promise from some neighbors, and one of my neighbors in Mount Olive, they told me and my sister about a summer camp in the basement of a church that was $1 a day. In middle school, growing up, like I was a part of like basketball and different things, but like I still didn't feel like I kind of fit in. But then when I went to high school, all of a sudden, I guess new environment, new people. All of a sudden now, like there wasn't that many people playing. I guess in my year that was playing basketball, so I kind of I stood out now. Cause like when I was in grade 9, there was only 2 grade 9s on the basketball team. So and now all of a sudden when I went from middle school where there's so many other guys playing basketball, I'm in grade 9. There's so many people, and I'm like one of the few guys playing basketball, and it's a basketball high school, so I stood out. So like I was like, whoa, like I was actually getting attention. I don't know, I guess I got cuter because I was getting a lot more attention from girls. And so it was like all this, right? So my head was like getting huge. I'm like, whoa, like I'm getting all the attention all of a sudden when I wasn't really getting that much in middle school. So like I was like, whoa, like so I started to like, you know, get more cocky and whatnot. I got very selfish. Then even in my relationships with other people, like it was all about kind of me kind of thing. Like during high school, while I was a camp counselor at Urban Promise, during the summer times, I would remember teaching the kids about God, about, you know, what God did for them in Christ. And at the same time, I was looking at my own life like, whoa, like I was teaching these kids all these different things about Christianity, but I wasn't living them out myself. And then through that time, I was kind of, I guess, ministering to myself about, you know, what does it mean to be actually a Christian. And I saw, like, God was showing me things in my life where I needed to change. I saw my own selfishness. He was showing me, you know, my impatience, my pride, and over time he started to work, you know. And then in grade 12, I became a Christian. Over the years at Urban Promise, I've met, you know, a lot of great people, but I think the person who had the largest impact on me would be Sean James. When I first got hired as a street leader, he was a supervisor. But now he's like a community director. But Sean, over the years that I've known Sean, he's been, you know, very encouraging and caring, and he really like poured a lot into me growing up throughout the years. I remember when I was hired as a street leader, I was very young. I was in grade 10 going into grade 11 that summer. All the other street leaders were way older than me at that time, more mature, but he still gave me an opportunity to be a street leader. And even when he hired me as a program director, I didn't even think that I could be a good program director, because I was looking at the other past program directors who seemed a lot more mature than I was, wiser than I was. But he spent a lot of time with me beforehand, you know, teaching me what I needed to do, you know, praying with me, all these different things to kind of like make sure I'd be ready to be a program director that summer. Well, when I was a program director, there was a lot of young guys who kind of reminded me of myself when I was in high school that came through Urban Promise. And I guess the cool thing is that just like how Sean kind of poured into my life and kind of taught me about, you know, Christianity or helped me to be a leader, I had the opportunity to kind of pour into some other young guys in the community and kind of, you know, teach them what it means to, you know, be a leader. What I find also great joy into seeing like some of the kids that I remember very young in Mount Olive growing up. I can remember kids, riding on their tricycle, following some of me and my friends on our bicycles through Mount Olive, and now I see them. They're older now, and I remember they would be in Urban Promise, and there'll be kids in Urban Promise when I was a street leader, and now they're also street leaders too.